Hey everybody, welcome to How Do I Know You with your hosts Mark and Dwayne.
What up?
And go ahead and follow, subscribe on Spotify, iTunes, everywhere you listen to podcasts. Subscribe on YouTube, leave a 5-star review everywhere you can, just anywhere. Bathroom
Yes.
stalls, the internet, just random places.
Support the movement. Support hashtag HDIKY. We're out here trying to do big things. We appreciate all the love and support that we get. We fuck with y'all because y'all fuck with us.
That's the only reason.
Yeah, honestly.
Because if you didn't fuck with us, we wouldn't fuck with you.
Not at all.
We're very petty.
Yep, extremely. But of course, there's a list of shit that always happens this week, sometime more than others. And this week, for some odd reason, people are mad at Kobe for being Kobe.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Not black.
yeah, well, yeah, black. I mean,
Because if a white man did what he did, it would just be encouragement.
yeah, because he's trying to show sportsmanship or something. Dirty and took our jobs, fucking Kobe. Took our jobs. But Kobe's getting some flag from an Instagram post he put of, I believe that this is his daughter's basketball team that he helps coaches or does coach. I'm not too sure, but I know his daughter's on the team. And the funny thing about this is this isn't even the picture that I thought that would get flack, because I swear last week he put up a picture that was flagrant, right? And it was flagrant in like pettiness. And I was just like, oh, this is why I love Kobe.
What was it?
This is why I love that era of sports, like of sports hero. They're like, I don't give a fuck, right? So he had put up a picture on Instagram of his team celebrating them beating some team that beat them last year, right? Mm-hmm. And last year, I think they beat them like by a small margin. It wasn't like anything like significant or anything like that. But this year, I think Kobe's team beat them like 111 to like 27 or some shit like that. It was a slaughter.
To 27?
It was a slaughter.
Is there not a mercy rule in fucking like
Fuck
little
no.
league
That's what I'm talking about.
Basketball?
No, there's no mercy rules. I hated mercy rules in baseball. Now you go take this ass whooping. But let me find Kobe's Instagram to find this. That was the funny one to me. I was like, oh wow, Kobe's awesome. All right, so let me. Yeah, he was like 2 years ago, we lost to the same team 22-21. Hashtag hard work, hashtag Mambas. So they beat this team 115-27. Let me say that again for y'all who are not understanding me.
How old are these kids?
Shoot. I want to say 10, 11.
Okay.
No, 10, 11, no, or 11, 12, because I believe they're 6th and 7th graders, so 11, 12. 115-27. That is the equivalent of, like, the fucking Globetrotters playing, right?
The General, what is it, the Washingtons?
Yeah, the Washington. I think, is it the Generals?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, they, like, this is a slaughter. And he put this up on Instagram with his team cheering. Like, yeah, this what we do. I didn't forget that win last, and this is a middle school girls team, and he's like, I didn't forget that loss last year. We gonna kill them next year, right? So 115-27. For some reason, this picture didn't get. I thought this shit was hilarious because I'm like, he's basically saying, yeah, those girls that beat us last year. Fuck their whole life. All right. Look at this score. This is ridiculous. All right. But he's getting a lot of flack for his recent Instagram post. And it's of his daughter's team that he coaches. And they're pictured on the IG post. Basically, they're all well, they're not really even smiling. They look kind of down because it looks like they got 4th place in their league's
League?
Yeah, in their league. I was gonna say tournament, but I'm thinking about baseball. But in their league, they got 4th place, right? So he writes, "Here's our 4th place winners quote picture. LOL."
Like air quotes.
Yeah, air
winners.
Winners picture. LOL. 6 of the kids in the picture stayed with me and worked every single day to get better and continue to work to this day. The 7th player, parentheses, not in pick, missed this game for a dance recital. So that should tell you where her focus was at this time, meaning she enjoyed dance more than ball, which is fine. Now, question mark, she eats, sleeps, and breathes the game. So from this original group of 7, we have added a player 2 years younger, 6th grade now, a player whose team is in a player whose team in our area folded, and a player whose family moved here from Tennessee. The beauty of coaching is growing the players from the ground up. That journey continues. Hashtag Mambas.
And people were upset because he thought he was like shitting on them, shitting on the girl that wasn't there.
Right. I guess shitting on the girl that wasn't there. Which, I mean, reading it, I don't really see it that way. But a thing that I guess we also have to realize about us and like
that we're not sensitive as fuck.
Well, not only that, but also we grew up in that era, so we don't look at shit like that.
Yeah.
Right. So with that being said, I'm gonna keep that same energy and be like, "You damn right." Like I don't see what the issue is with this and everything like that because.
Because I saw the thing afterwards, it was like Kobe had to come back and explain. Like he was like, "No, I'm not shitting on anybody. I'm just explaining exactly what happens. Basically, listing the facts."
Right.
So when is it that you can't list facts anymore, and you have to list facts in a way where it's not gonna hurt someone's feelings? Like how bullshit is that?
I don't. I'm pausing because I'm actually reading some of the comments in the post because there's Kobe's actually responding to people in the in the post, and he responds to this one dude. I'm not going to say his user because it's stupid. But he says that wasn't shade. She enjoyed dancing more than hooping at the time, and there's nothing wrong with that. Just pointing out that ball wasn't the primary focus now. Question mark. She loves basketball. Again, I don't see anything wrong with that.
Yeah, and then I saw something else that he said like multiple girls on the team play other sports as well.
Right.
So it was just, but like they're still here.
Right. So, I believe this actually, if I'm looking at this picture, if it makes sense, this picture, I think it's from 2 years ago.
Yeah, it's an old picture.
Right. So because he ended with hashtag 2 years ago. So yeah, so now the whole thing makes sense because everyone online was taking it as like this was recent.
Yeah.
And this happened and like the girl basically quit, quote unquote, quit on the team.
Right.
And she decided to go dance, and Kobe was like, "Nah, fuck that," and everything. Like, let me shit on her. But actually, he's saying that during 2 years ago, she didn't go to that game because she had dance. Now, fast forward, she eats, sleeps, and breathes basketball.
Yeah.
So he's like,
it's something I think we mentioned last podcast. It was I'm gonna be closed-minded. Whatever you like, I already decided what you meant.
Right.
I'm not gonna decipher it beyond my initial conclusion.
Right.
And that's it. Like, oh, I read it as you're shitting on this little girl. That's it.
Man, see, that's the thing.
Can't dive deeper into this.
That's the that's the thing. That's the thing I hate about
Social media, I'm guessing.
Well, not only that, but I hate when it comes to sports, right? I hate when it comes to athletics that takes on social media because if you haven't like played sports at a high level, then to me you shouldn't have an opinion on any of that shit because you won't understand it. You just won't. It's like me trying to explain to people. Like I've tried to explain to people who like don't understand, like if we're watching football, right? Yeah. If they don't understand a coach's decision, try to explain to someone like the mindset of someone that plays at a high level. They will never understand it because they're not there. They don't get it. Yeah. So if I tell someone, well, he made that decision because X, Y, and Z, they'll immediately be like, no, that's stupid. It's stupid. You should know that blah, 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 blah. It's like, no, he knows that. But, of course, the more logical thing is you have to go with X, Y, and Z first. Because the latter, you can't think that that's going to happen. Because you're not supposed to think that way.
Yeah.
You know, when people say, like, he took that shot was a bullshit shot. He knew he was going to miss. It's like, you don't know you're going to miss a shot or you wouldn't take it. That's stupid.
Yeah,
like,
so fucking dumb.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Or, like, when it comes to baseball, he swung at that pitch. He always fucking swings at that pitch. He fucking should know. It's like, you do realize if he always swings at it, that means that he can't stop himself because it fools him. Yeah. It's not because he's like, oh, here's the pitch. I'm going to swing. I'm going to strike out.
He's the one that always fools me.
Let me strike out now.
I think
that's stupid.
The most obvious representation of that I've ever seen, which it's always with the fighting sports, UFC and boxing. Like, this is where, like, they have very, like, that middle part of the Venn diagram.
Right.
It's always, like, I don't know, mid-rounds, and they're, like, fans are like, just swing, fucking fight, quit clenching, quit, like, resting. And I'm like, oh, yeah, these people have never even sparred one round.
Never been in a fight or whatever.
Yeah,
they've only...
You have no idea how tired you get by the end of one round.
They've only watched fucking World Star fights, and it's like, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, no, you do realize that a lot of, like, most sports, honestly, it's not really based on physics, or not physics, but it's not based on physical attributes at all. It's actually based on mental. Like, the mental aspect of every fucking sport is extremely intense. All right.
Yeah.
If that was
for everybody that wants, like, bloody ass fights and shit like that, just do this for 3 minutes. Hold your hands up, like, on a guard, just a standard boxing.
Yep.
Like, stance.
And don't drop them. Keep them there.
Like, you see how, like, within the 3 minutes of you just not even swinging, like, you're not even swinging, so your arms are getting tired. It'll slowly start to fall below your chin, and that's when you get fucking hit.
And then now think about trying to do that while also moving.
Yep.
While also trying to hit someone else, while also trying to make sure that you don't get hit, also trying to set up angles and set up your next 5 fucking punches. Like, you know, and I think you'll kind of get the mindset of a fighter and everything. And then, like, that's the thing that I hate about people when it comes to athletics, because they act like no one gets to, like, the top of their sport, or no one even makes it to the pros without being severely challenged.
Yeah.
That's just what happens. Like, so me seeing this, I'm like, yeah, that would happen to me, like, in Little League and shit. Fucking, it happens. Like, you know, like, I remember days, like, you know, and, like, I was good at my sport. I remember days where I'd fuck up and do something bad, right? Uh-huh. And it's like, yeah, I had to, I gotta go run. Gotta go run laps. I fucked up. Like, you know,
same people saying all that bullshit though, like, within any sport. It's just like, it's the same person that gets tired running to the fridge to grab a drink or something.
Exactly.
They come back out of breath.
And it's like, now we live in such a weird world where it's like, you punish my kid because he did something wrong. You don't have the right to do that. You should tell him that he did something wrong, and that be it. Like, no.
Yeah, they're not gonna learn that way.
They're not gonna learn that way. The same thing. If you remember back, there was that thing with Marshawn Lynch, where he was running his football camp, and Marshawn Lynch, for people who don't know, is a former NFL running back, former NFL great, who played for the Seahawks and the Raiders, and the Bills, all that cool stuff. Beast Mode, for the people who, I guess, who know him just by nickname. He was running his football camp. And the mother of one of the kids was offended that Marshawn yelled and cursed at her son, because her son, in Marshawn's opinion, was, fucking around. Not bad, but he wasn't doing the drill the way it was supposed to be done. So Marshawn yelled at him how coaches yell at you. This is what happens. Like, you know, they're gonna be like, oh, okay, you know, whatever. He's like, what the fuck are you doing? Basically told him, get the fuck off the field, because you're not, like, no, because there's other kids here who are doing it right and listening. Get the fuck off the field, and maybe you'll sit, and maybe it'll click to you. Then come back, right? So some mothers didn't like that, right? I've had coaches, like I said, this is 9-10-year-old me, like the pep talks to us little kids, be fucking profanity-filled tirades, and we're little kids. This went from until I was fucking 12, 13 playing pony ball to 15, 16 playing high school ball.
I have a very vivid memory of when I was playing soccer and like the coach was yelling at me like that.
Right.
I remember it so vividly because I had the soccer ball in my hand.
Right.
And I was like this close, like, and I'm pinching my fingers for people just listening, like this fucking close to just grabbing the ball and throwing it in his fucking fat face. But I didn't because, I don't know why I didn't. But yeah, that shit happens. I mean, like, you fucking do it and you play harder. Because when you want to prove them wrong, like, no, fuck you. I know what I'm doing, and you could, like...
But also, it teaches you that level of discipline, teaches you that level of, basically, like, when you make mistakes, you have to learn from them and move accordingly. It's not, I make a mistake and I fucking quit. Or I make a mistake and, okay, let me avoid playing this position any more periods. I don't make them... No, that doesn't exist. It's like, you keep doing this, we like you on the team. We don't want to move you from this position, so stop doing this, or else I'm gonna be forced to bench you or whatever the fuck is gonna happen, right? Yeah. And it's so weird because seeing people on social media, they're all like, "Oh, I would never allow my kid to play for someone like that or whatever." So I'm like, your kid won't be great.
Yep.
Because your kid would never be pushed.
Yep.
And you don't understand. You don't understand the feeling when 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and so on, when they're so invested, they cry after striking out or they cry after losing the game because they wanted to win so bad. I love that shit. To me, that means that you actually care and you're trying. If there's a bunch of kids that I played with, who weren't end up being really shit because they would laugh at that stuff because they didn't care. And I would always be like, then why are you playing?
Yeah.
Like, why are you here? Like, there's no way I'm going to waste my mom's money to come here and then laugh when I do some bullshit or make a fool of myself and then be like, I don't care.
I get it from the parents' perspective of, like, like the whole mama bear shit that no one's going to do anything to my child and shit like that. But it's not some random ass person just yelling at your kid. It's you know what's gonna happen. You put them in the fucking league, regardless of the sport.
Right.
Like you put them in there to improve them, to get pushed, to get challenged, like you said. So like when it happens, why do you get upset?
Exactly.
Because like I get that you see your kid as like above average and like shit and like better than every other kid around.
Everyone does.
Everyone does. Like it's not a special thing. Mm-hmm. So when it does happen, why do you get upset? Why can't you just like take a fucking little beat and be like, no, like don't yell at the coach. Like maybe talk to your kid afterwards and be like, do you understand what happened?
Right.
Like it's pushing you to become greater.
And let the coach because I get it. There's a fine line. Now if the coach is being like fucking abusive and grabbing the kid by like the shirt and everything like that, of course step in. Fucking be like, what the fuck you doing? All right. But if the coach is talking to him firm and stern or her or whoever and being like, this needs to happen. You need to stop and everything. Let it happen because it's going to sink in, okay? Or at least you hope it'll sink in, right? Because, I mean, I had to the point where, I don't know if I told the story on here before, but I had a parent who was furious at me because her son was trash. Her son was OD trash, right? And I was one of the best players on my team. And she hated that I always played because her son, being black as well, she felt like he should play too. But I'm like, he sucks. What do you want? Whatever. But I'm like, again, this is like, I was probably like 12, right? And I remember we're playing a game and made a mistake. It happens. Fucking a ball came, missed it. It was a ground ball. Put my glove down. The ball didn't come back up. Went under my legs, right? It happened, all right? This lady, because her son made several mistakes, her son got replaced in the outfield, right? This lady fucking goes off. And she's like yelling at my coach and everything. And she's like singling me out. and she's all like, "He missed the ball earlier. Why does he always play? Why does he always blah blah blah? Why does my son blah blah blah?" And I'm like, this is in front of everybody, right? Like, and this is like in front of a game. People are looking like, "What the fuck is this lady talking about?" and everything like that. Of course, everyone, like all the parents who know me because I played with their kids before, and this kid was like new. I played with their kids before. They're all like looking at me and my grandpa, and they're ready to like fucking attack this lady because they're like, first of all, he is one of our best players, if not the best player on this fucking team. Two, or whatever, he has equity here because he actually plays. Like your son don't play, so like who are you? And then three, he's a kid. Who are you talking to, right? So, and it's just like, you know, it was just complete bullshit. And she just went off and then took her son. They left. They walked off the field. And then my coach had to come to me the next day and basically apologize to me and be like, yeah, you know, she's been banned from the league. He's not coming back anymore, which I didn't even want. Cause to me, I was like, man, I mean, she feels a certain type of way. It's fine, whatever.
You were more mature as a 12-year-old.
Yeah, because I was just like,
nah, man, let her feel her feelings. Like, I get it.
I'm like, because I'm like,
son's not playing.
Well, my mom gonna beat her ass when she catch her.
Yeah.
Like, so I mean, this is what it is.
She's gonna get what she gets, but what? Like, you know, don't blame her son.
Don't blame the kid. He didn't say nothing. Like, you know, like, but I'm like, so to me, if parents, because I know this for a fact because it still happens today. If parents can take this shit that serious about their kid, then I don't understand how you can chastise someone like a Kobe or a coach for disciplining your kids or trying to make them better. Like I said, that's only if they're trying to make them better. If they're just fucking, you know, being dicks, then by all means, go off and everything like that, right? But the people gotta like this new era needs to understand everyone that you idolize and you consider great or whatever, they were pushed by assholes. All right, or quote unquote assholes, whatever. That
we've all heard the stories about Kobe, like how he trains by himself. Like he'll get up every fucking day, like at 4 and just train for hours and hours and hours and fucking hours.
There's footage of Kobe murdering his team during a practice and calling them all bitch ass niggas, saying all you niggas is soft. This is why this fucking team sucks. You niggas pussy. Like and it's like and the team's just taking it like yeah. And then like of course when people talk back, he's like prove it then, nigga. Prove it then. They wouldn't do it. He was like, see your ass trash. Like, and I'm like
playing with like broken fucking fingers.
Yeah, I'm like, this is what it is though. Like for athletes, it's like, yeah, this is practice. This is what happens. This is what happens. Like, but everyone else is like, oh my god, he's like this. Michael Jordan literally walked into a game before a playoff game, and people, you know, they were all getting ready, and they're like, all right, guys, let's show up. Let's have a good game. He literally got off the bench, walked past Scotty, and walked past a couple other players, and he was like, man, just bring a game. And went on the floor. This is the greatest basketball player of our generation, all time, probably, you know, in a lot of people's eyes, telling his team before a playoff game, look, just fucking go on the court and play. We'll be fine. Shut up. All right? As long as I'm here, we're winning. He wasn't for all that whole inspirational, emotional bullshit. You got me.
That movie pep talk shit.
No, all right. I don't care about none of that.
Like, pass me the ball. Make sure the ball's in my hands. Yeah. I'll take the fucking shot.
And then when I pass you the ball, don't miss. That's it. That's all I want to hear.
I think people like take that shit as cockiness.
Right.
Because I remember, I may have told this story before, but that Usain Bolt, when he was in the Olympics, like, breaking all his records, he started acting cocky, right, when he got the thing. And I was just like, well, fucking deserved, because he put in those fucking hours and hours and hours of fucking training.
Fastest man in the world.
And, the fastest man in the world. You want to act humble? Fuck that. I put in all this fucking work. I'm gonna take my moment in the fucking spotlight.
Put in all this work for, 30 seconds? Putting 4 years of work for 30 seconds? Yeah. Like, come on, man. No, I'm talking my shit.
Hell yeah.
Like, and that's all the greats. And I get it. You know, people are going to be like, well, so-and-so doesn't blah, blah, blah. Well, okay, that's fine. I'm not saying that every player has to act the same way. But what I'm saying is a lot of these players that we idolize today. Yeah. They were all raised and brought up the same way, which is hard work, a lot of ass chewings, pause. All right, a lot of just basic discipline to get to that point because you don't want to fail. Because people like, you know, we talk about we do the whole Workout Wednesday series and everything like that. You see us when we do it, it's us having fun and joking around and stuff like that or whatever, right? But you don't see me and Mark getting up 4 a.m. to go lift. You don't like. I was in there today 4 a.m. by myself, right? Because Mark was sick. But no, Mark was sick, but Mark went to work early. So I'm by myself, 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. lifting heavy ass weight. There's nobody in there doing that. Like again, like so for people who look at it like, oh, that's because you like it. Like, no, I really don't. I don't want to lift heavy ass shit
Yeah, like
early in the morning.
if I get to that, like if I could get the results any other way,
Right,
I
I would
fucking
do
would.
it. Like,
Yeah.
but it's like, no, you need to do this type of stuff. You need to be consistent to see something out of it. If you don't see anything out of it at that point, then it's like you're not trying hard. Like you're not working hard enough. Period.
Yeah.
But it's just
Yeah.
social media when it comes to sports pisses me off.
One last thing I'll say about the picture too. He said he was just like, yeah, he was like, the girls didn't want to smile, so I followed their lead,
Right.
and that's why they all had that face like.
Because again, you got to feel like that. I remember one year we had got a second place trophy. That was my first year playing Little League. We got a second place trophy. Everyone was fucking crying. Everyone, because that game that we had played to get that trophy was the championship game, and we all wanted that first place trophy. But you know what I'm saying? It was a good game. We lost, and we were crying. Like, I remember us taking that picture. They had to like cheer us up because we were devastated. Like, and that to me is the beauty of sports, because you put in all that work, you want to win. Period. You don't want to sit here and just be like, I got a trophy. I don't care. Yay. I got something. It's like, no. If I'm not number one, I don't want this. What does this mean?
For real.
Like, and that's why that picture is awesome, because it shows that there still is hope out there, because them girls they don't care about that little flimsy ass fourth place trophy. What the fuck? Like, what is this? I want to win. Period. But on to other things. I know you had something with something in North Carolina.
So I saw on Twitter today in North Carolina. So today we're recording on 9/11, right? So today, I guess in remembrance, a lot of people. Yeah, remember. A lot of people took day off to as a remembrance of people we lost, first responders, people that died during the World Trade Center
attacks
and all that. So what happened was in North Carolina, while Democrats were absent, remembering whatever, their Republicans colleagues, so still within the same state, they held this surprise vote to overturn this this budget veto or something. I don't know exactly what the thing was, but that's not really I don't really care about what they did or what exactly we're voting on. My whole point is doing something like that, it's within the rules, right? So it's within the rules, their rights as Republicans, do that shit to hold that surprise vote on that day and everything like that.
Right.
So I guess my question is, for all this 9/11 stuff, that's remembering tragic shit that's happened in our past, is it genuine? Or is it something now that's just expected of us? We have to feel this way, and if you don't, then you're a monster. You have no feelings and shit like that. Or is it just fucked up that they did this? They were we're gonna take advantage of people not being there. We know they're not gonna be there because of this tragic event, so we're gonna get our agenda pushed.
Before I answer, let me read the actual
Okay.
the post. It basically says, while North Carolina Democrats were remembering the lives lost on September 11th, 2001, their Republican colleagues took advantage of their absence and voted to override the governor's budget veto Wednesday morning. So basically that happened, right? So that's what Mark was talking about. Do I feel like us things like 9/11 Remembrance Day is necessary, or is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it's just people put so much patriotism and 9/11, and it's okay. So it was a big thing that Colin Kaepernick was kneeling, right, and it was just against the troops and
right,
and blah blah blah, and a majority of those
wasn't
people,
against the troops.
Yeah, it wasn't against the troops, right? But this is what and I'm gonna go with mostly Republicans were saying it was that.
Right.
It wasn't, but that's for the reason they were using and shit like that. So they were constantly hounding this motherfucker, going like that. But now when it's the same shit, remembering fallen Americans, they decide like, nah, we don't have to stand for this. We're gonna take our knee and fucking push this vote through.
Right.
So is it like is it okay because technically it's within the rules, or is this just fucked up and it shouldn't be allowed?
I feel like it's okay. I feel like it's within the rules because the thing about this, like this day or whatever, nothing stops or gets like shut down. It's not like I don't know what you would call it, those holidays that does happen.
Yeah.
But nothing gets shut down. We still have to go to school. You still have to go to work. All these things happen, right? So, for the people who chose to take the day off or whatever, more power to them. I mean, obviously, because if they were affected or if they just feel like this was such a
we shouldn't do business this day. It should just be day to remember our people.
Right, more power to them. I'm not saying that oh my God, you're stupid or you're a fool. Mm-hmm. No, but at that point, you do leave yourself open for this because the people who are there, all right, we gonna get it cracking. And then all right, look, hey, you guys want to hold the vote today? Because it looks like they ain't here. Fuck it, let's do it. Like
surprise vote.
All in favor?
Aye.
And any nays?
And the ayes have it. The ayes have it.
Okay, thank you. The ayes have won again. To me, I don't think there's anything wrong with that because it's like going into it, you know what I'm saying, that this can possibly happen.
Right.
Because like I said, nothing stops. The government does not shut down for this day.
Kind of, I'm gonna assume that like what you're saying is within like an isolated incident like this, mm-hmm. It's okay. Like, yeah, it's within the rules. They can do whatever the fuck they want. It's just they were following the rules, so it's fine.
Right.
I'm assuming though, you still think it's fucked up because all this like hypocrisy that they're doing about like, oh, we care about our troops and we care about Americans and patriot, blah blah blah. But now they don't give a fuck when it's something they need. That's where it's fucked up to me, and I'm assuming you feel the same way.
See, yeah, it's fucked up, but that's the thing that I feel like we've been trying to push on this podcast since the beginning, is that all this shit that you see is a bunch of bullshit. Like, and it's just a bunch of things to push you in a direction at a certain moment in time.
Look over here.
Right? Fucking watch the right hand. Do not see what the left hand's doing over here. All right? Because you can't see because it's off camera. That's the basis of all this shit. That's the basis of politics. That's the basis of entertainment. That's the basis of everything, right? It's literally, we're gonna show you what you think this is, but in the background we're gonna do the real shit. You know what I mean? And that's the thing that this is why this doesn't surprise me. This is why, like, honestly, I don't care. Because I'm like, yeah, this happens. This is what happens. But everyone likes to get on because this is why I feel like this is the most dangerous fucking thing in the world today, which is your phone. All right? Is because, like I said, everyone thinks they're so fucking geniuses, right? Because they have all this access, all this information. They can look up a headline on a fucking article and just read the first 2 sentences and be like, see, and not read the whole damn article. But they just feel like, if I know all these random facts about this little topic or whatever, I'm a genius, and you can't tell me anything. I don't want to listen to anything like that. But it's like the most simplistic shit never gets through to anybody for some reason.
Yeah.
Which is like, this is why I'm like, fuck yeah. I'm like, does this suck? Yeah, it sucks. But am I all for it? Yes, because bitch, you didn't come to work. You damn right I'm gonna get some shit. All right, like what? What are you talking about? Like I don't want to hear these things of oh no, it's not fair. It's not fair because I wasn't there and you can't do that. Whose decision was that? I didn't tell you not to show up. If they said, hey guys, don't show up, then they secretly showed up and had the vote. That's fucked up. Yeah. All right. No, y'all chose not to show up. Okay, cool. All right. Well, we here. We gonna have this vote. It is what it is. Take your L.
Yeah.
Come back again. All right, you know what I'm saying? And that's the whole thing. And it goes across the board for everybody because, and that's why I feel like when it comes to the things we see today, everything gets pushed on us like, oh no, this is what's actually really happening, but I don't want to believe it. Because what? Because it's like just because what? Just because someone says that this is what's actually going on, I'm supposed to believe it. I wasn't there. I didn't see it with my own two eyes.
Yeah.
So why does that mean I have to believe what the fuck I'm being shown? We've seen videos of shit where it's like, oh, this was the actual footage of blah blah blah, and then months later we'll see like the whole real footage of it, the unedited, undoctored footage. You're like, wait, that happened? Oh, where the fuck was all that? But of course, by that time, no one cares. It's all over with.
Yeah.
Everything like that. We still don't even know what the fuck happened to Epstein. And no one cares. You see what I'm talking about? Like, literally, he fucking was killed, and it was like, hashtag Epstein was murdered. We're gonna get you, blah blah blah. And then Monday came, and it was like, oh, Motivation Monday. Like, I don't care anymore.
That he was this evil dude that did all this shit. So fuck it.
So fuck it. Even though it seems quite possibly that the government was like, no, yeah, we won't kill this nigga. Yeah. This is what it is. So
you can't get away with that kind of shit without some kind of backing from the government. Because come on, the FBI is constantly looking. Like, come on, you type in. So the other day I typed in, like, I was making a joke about like the phoenix, like the bird, and I typed it in text to somebody, and then all of a sudden I got this weird ass email going like, Phoenix, Arizona, come visit. I'm like, what the fuck? So like, come on, like they got shit like that going on with the cookies and all that. They knew that shit was going on, but they let it happen because the people way up in power needed it to happen.
See, and that's why I feel like everything is just one big narrative, and it's like we don't really know, because the reason why I feel like there still is a what's what I'm looking for. There still is a
hidden figure or hidden
a semblance of like this is reality. Is anytime like there's like a big leak or a big, there's like with the fucking Eric Snowden dude, right? Mm-hmm. When someone fucking whistle blows, right? Or like
they're seen as a bad guy,
right? Or what's the fucking group? Is it anonymous? Or
yeah, you're talking about something anonymous,
right? Like when they leak something, right? I always feel like this is the closest we get to what really is what it is, because you'll see like the actual panic, but you'll see the panic and then you'll see the quick spin super quick. It's very quick. Like it'll be like anonymous just leaked this or whatever, right? And then they'll go and leak it, and then it's like boom, it's out here, and they're basically being like, all right, everyone who fucking is I guess a conscious human, go read this, go look at this shit, look at what your government's doing to you. And then the people who do, but then at that point, it's like, okay, the government's like, or whoever, the powers that be, quote unquote, are like, hey, this just leaked. What do we do?
Yeah.
And then people are like, nothing. Don't do anything. All we got to do is just wait until another trending topic comes out.
Yeah, because even when it does come out, you got a big ass percentage of people going like, nah, that's not true.
And that's just naturally because that's who they are.
Yeah, and you don't want to believe that like your government is like doing all this fucking shit. Like, of course you don't want to believe that shit, but and then no one's gonna do that extra research, or like even like the smallest percentage of people are gonna do like that extra research to be like, let me go validate this leak.
Right, but to me that's the beauty of honestly that's the beauty of this shit, because now literally our own worst enemy is us, but we don't realize it. We don't, because at the end of the day we have to have an adversary. We have to. We can't sit there and be like, holy shit, the reason why we're not progressing isn't because of X, Y, Z. It's because of me.
Oh.
It's because of me. It's because I'm not doing my part to actually go out and vote, and I'm not doing my part to actually do real research instead of just reading the first line of an article. I'm not doing. Yes. You're the problem. Like, because the people who do, they try and they fail because there's not enough people backing them.
Yeah. Period.
But you motherfuckers will go on, Instagram, Twitter, or whatever, and be like, you'll quick to hashtag something. Oh, yes, Epstein was definitely murdered. I'm gonna go now. Look at porn. It's just,
I'm for that porn part. Just let y'all know I'm for that porn part.
Super for it. I'm waiting for the Epstein porn parody, nigga.
We're gonna make it coming soon.
Island of Epstein.
From How Do I Know You?
Be hard. Like, but like it seems like the biggest thing, the only thing that is a constant in this world today, at least, is we don't know what the fuck's going on. You're eventually gonna die, and you need to be well off somehow financially, right? Which leads us into something that I've been wanting to talk about for a while on this shit, and that's financial wellness, financial literacy, and everything like that. I feel like so many people in our age group, age bracket, and of course younger, this next generation, right? They have no idea what it means to like have money, have a fucking good credit score, have actual like ideas of investing or just doing like the bare minimum of investments and things like that, and how far along it goes in your life. Because like we said before, they don't teach minorities or really any kids, mostly minorities. They don't teach us this shit in school. For some reason, you're taught algebra 2 and you don't even use that shit.
Yeah, you don't use like the math that you're gonna need, like some kind of financial
Right.
banking shit, like what they use to determine like interest rates and crap like that.
Right.
Like, they
Or
don't teach you
no
that
one
shit.
even knows like what are the 5 factors that determine their credit score and shit like
Yeah.
that. You know what I mean? Like they don't even know this shit, but it's like, oh, algebra 2 is gonna get you somewhere, and like, no, the fuck it's not. Like, I mean, yeah, if you want to specialize into a certain field, sure, but I'm like, most people aren't gonna do that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like you should definitely know why you pay taxes and why, like, what a tax bracket is. You should definitely know about investing and how most, damn near every person who you think is rich or who is rich invests. Like, do you really think LeBron James? I know he makes a lot of money for playing basketball, but you think all that money's from basketball?
Yeah.
Like,
Because when you really do the research and like stats, like most football players, like within 2 years of like them retiring from the league, they're broke
broke as fuck.
because they didn't do like they thought the money was gonna last, whatever. They spent a shitload and they didn't like.
Yeah, they don't realize that their body's not invincible, and you know, one day you can get very hurt, and that's it. Like, and it's like you don't invest, you don't care about these things and everything like that, and it's just something that I want to bring attention to because I feel like the number one thing that people need to stop doing, especially for minorities, is you have to stop using cash. Stop it. Stop it. All right, stop it. If that's the one thing people get from this from us doing anything with this shit, right? It's gonna be this, all right? Minorities, stop using cash because we have been conditioned because of stupid shit that cash is the key to everything, and it is not. Cash in like the financial world means nothing. It means nothing. All right, because there's very few places you can go with a briefcase full of money, and they'll be like, okay,
Yeah. Like you can't even buy a car that way. You have to have like a cashier's check or something.
yeah, like you can't do anything that way. Like damn near, at least anything of significance. Yeah, you can go in with a fucking briefcase full of money and buy like fucking whole bunch of diamonds and shit. Yeah, who gives a shit?
Yeah,
but it's
'cause they have
like
the counters and shit.
right. But it's like other than that, what is cash gonna do for you? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is why I want a lot of people to start really researching their credit. Do the bare minimum on credit. The bare fucking minimum, okay? Because this is the bullshit cycle that we go through, right? In our communities, which is fucking from like age 1 to 16, you have no idea what a credit card is. And then 17 comes, you graduate high school, 17, 18, whatever, right? And then 18 hits, and now you're in college or whatever. So now you got to pay for shit. You got to buy shit. You need money. And if you did the whole college thing, the college life, you're not working because you got school, right? Or if you are working, right, you know that now basically you're just fucking using your paychecks to pay for the bare minimum shit, which is food, clothes,
gas
and shit like that, right? Books, all that shit, right? Meanwhile, you're spending all this money. You're realizing that, okay, you feel like, oh yeah, I'm an adult. I have a job. I'm taking care of myself. I'm going to school and doing all this shit. And throughout this whole time period, your credit score is doing nothing. It's doing nothing. It's zero.
Yeah.
It's 0, right? And that whole time, if you just would have started, taking one of those checks that you got, instead of blowing the money on a whole bunch of dumb shit, put $200, $300 aside for a secured credit card. Open that card. Fucking use the card. Pay the bill. Number one thing about credit is paying the fucking bill.
Yeah.
All of it. All right. Do not.
And if you can, like, you really just got to use it once and then pay off the balance or whatever.
Right.
Keep it at zero. The longer of the age of like the credit card you have, like your credit score goes up.
Right.
You get more credit in the future. Shit like that. And then when you have higher limits, your credit score. Why can't I say that shit? Your credit score goes up and up.
Right.
So it's just like it's a slow moving process if you're gonna do it that way, but it lets you, like, the higher your score is, the more access you have to gain to raise your score even higher and faster.
Right.
But you got to do the work.
Right. That's true for someone who has, like, I would say established credit. Not good, like I said, established. There's a difference. There's a fucking difference, people. There's a big difference between established credit and good credit. But I'm trying to just focus on people just building their credit, right?
Yeah.
Secured card, use the card. Do not max it out, right? Like, a rule of thumb for people who don't understand this, there's two, right? The first rule is, I guess, the more common rule, which is, don't charge anything that you can't pay for immediately, right? So it's like, if you go, now that you have this credit card, if you go to fucking Best Buy and buy a new Xbox, but you know that you don't have that money on you right now to buy that new Xbox, don't buy the Xbox.
Yeah.
Because if you didn't have that card, you wouldn't buy the Xbox, right? So just don't do that. But if you have an Xbox, you want to buy a $50 game, and you have $50 on you to buy the same game, put it on the card, and then just pay the card back immediately. There you go.
Now you have some credit right there.
Yeah, you have credit. There you go. Thank you. Like, it's very simple. The rule that I like to follow, because I'm more established in this shit, because I've been
Doing it for a while now.
racking my brain for years on all this shit. Is the 30% rule. So 30% of your credit limit. So whatever the fuck, if you got a card that's, I guess the easiest, if you got a card that's $1,000, that's $300. Your limit on that card is $300, not $1,000. Okay, like, of course the limit is $1,000, but if you want to actually practice good financial restraint and financial practices, only use $300. As soon as you get to 300, stop using the card, pay the card back. Fucking good credit. All right, you're not only are you practicing good credit, but you're practicing good habits as well. And I want people to start also trying to ditch debit cards, simply for the fact that debit cards access your immediate checking account, right? So if you lose your debit card, if the shit gets hacked or whatever, that's all your money that someone is just now jerking off on, right? But with a credit card, not only do they not have access to any of your money, they just have access to that fucking credit line if it does get fucking tampered with.
Yeah.
It's insured, so you get the shit back, because most people don't even realize that most banks won't insure you up to a certain amount. So,
and a lot of the apps now, like, if you have an app connecting, your card's connected to it,
right,
you could automatically lock your card from the app.
Exactly, that's something I do all the time. Like, with all my credit cards, they're locked until I choose to use them, and then I unlock them and then go from there. But the big reason why I want people to move away from debit cards and just cash in general is because, like I said, one, debit cards links anyone to your fucking basically your money. But two, people don't realize that especially if you have a cashback card, you get cash back on purchases using your credit card, right? It's like all that money adds up over the month, because you pay your bill every month. You should pay it in full, right? So if you follow the simple practice of setting a limit to the fucking card, you hit that limit, but instead of hitting that limit, buying a bunch of bullshit, why don't you just switch and use that card for your daily purchases, which is gas. You know, hey, you want to buy a candy bar? You use your credit card. You want to buy fucking you want to buy a shirt from the Gap or whatever? Use a credit card, right? I don't know.
So relatable. I don't know.
I don't know. We're fucking kids shop now. I'm old.
Stussy or
Stussy, man.
Stussy, yeah,
Damn, Daniel.
Diamond and yeah.
But you know, the biggest thing about it's actually like a little mental hack. But so people have a big issue when it comes to their debit cards because they have all their money right there, right? So you'll make like impulsive decisions, which is like, you know, going back to the whole Xbox and Best Buy, right?
Yeah.
Say you just got paid, you've been wanting this Xbox. You walk into fucking Best Buy, you got $600 in your account, right? The Xbox costs $399, so $425 or whatever with tax or whatever, right? So you're like, damn, I want this Xbox, but man, can I spend all four? Shit. I mean, I can spend it, but I'm gonna have to like really, really, really be thin on food. But I got enough, I think, of food I can last a week.
Right.
This Xbox is fire.
You do all your mental gymnastics.
Yeah, and then you're like, fuck it, I'm gonna get it. And you get it, right? With the credit card, if you set a limit, right, and you don't have your debit card on you, because this is what I want people to literally leave their debit card at home. Just leave it at home. If you have your credit card, you know that you don't have that money on there. You can't buy the fucking Xbox, right? And it's gonna keep you, which is very funny because you're gonna be paying this shit every month in full. It's gonna keep you saving money because you're not even using all your money anymore. Your debit card's not even on you, so you can't make any bullshit purchases. You can't.
Yeah.
You know, if you know, if you know that you, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? All right, I got $100 left on my limit for the month. I got 2 weeks left. Oh shit! Tomorrow, I think I'm gonna go out to eat for lunch at work. You'll stop yourself and be like, wait, if I got $100 left, maybe I want to take my girl out this weekend to go eat or whatever. And I'll you know what I'm saying?
It'll stop you from making those bullshit impulse
Right.
buys.
You know what? I'll just make food at home. Save money. All right. And I want to start doing this, if not every podcast, at least at like every couple of podcasts, where we just talk about like a financial strategy and shit like that, because
something simple to follow, something
that's realistic.
Yeah, realistic.
All right, because we're not gonna teach you how to fucking let's make $12,000 in a year. I don't know how to do that shit. Yeah. I mean, like, only thing I can tell you, save your money, nigga.
Yeah,
like,
for real. Like, if we knew how to do that, then we wouldn't be doing podcasts.
Yeah, we wouldn't be doing this shit. But however, I think that what we can tell you is, me and Mark are very good financially, and we're good with finances.
Right, because we're responsible, because we do these, like, we have to, like, follow these rules that we set for ourselves. Right. Discipline. Right. Hey, it circles back to the first thing we talked about. It's all planned, people. Come on.
It's all discipline, right? But it's something that I just want people to start, really starting to just implement in their lives, because I feel like we have a lot of friends and stuff that know nothing about credit. We have a lot of friends that they don't even know about these apps, that it's like there's apps that they'll save money for you. Like if you literally have a problem with putting money in your savings account when you get paid, this app will just save it fucking for you. Yeah. All right. You know what I mean? And like down the line, we'll get into apps and shit. Like
we'll go into specific things so to help you guys, but it's just like, because of these rules we follow, me and Dwayne, like, separately can go to to apply for an apartment or something like that, knowing we can't afford it because of like the actual money we have. Right. But because of our credit, they'll let us have it.
Yeah, they'll approve us.
They'll approve us.
Like, and for people
think about how unfair that is.
Yeah, for people who are like, well, you guys are different, or you guys were smarter and everything like that. We're not. Yeah. Fucking Mark knows that I've had to fix my credit twice. Yeah. And it wasn't for shit that I actually did. Like, I was responsible and paid my bills, but there was an incident when I got really sick, like, shit, it was 4 or 5 years ago. Mm-hmm. I got sick, and I was in between jobs, so I didn't have health insurance, but I had to go to the hospital. I got sick. They gave me an IV and some meds, you know. They released me, felt better. They sent me a bill for $4,000 for that IV. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, so of course, this is like, I'm like 22, 23 at this time. Of course, like I said, being a minority, I show my mom the bill and she's like, oh, ignore that, and from what I remember, like, my grandparents would get these bills from the hospital and they would just ignore it and, would hear nothing of it. So I was like, oh yeah, fuck that, whatever, right? So, at this time, my credit score was like 730 something. Like I had a car and everything, paying my fucking whatever. So one day, I was trying to get another car because my car at that time, I was trying to get out of the car. I go to get another car. Dude's like, how's your credit? I'm like, yeah, it's really good. Runs the credit. He's like, you said your credit was good. I'm like, yeah, it is. Came back, my credit was like 530 something. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, huh? Like, and then he's like, yeah, you have a $4,000 collection on your credit. And I'm like, what? What are you talking about? Like, so I'm thinking, like, someone stole my identity and put some shit on my whatever. And then he's like, yeah, you need to look into that. And then at that point, like, I had to research like Credit Karma and shit just to like sign up to figure out, just to get my credit report. I look at the credit report and it was the
hospital bill?
The hospital bill. And I was like, wait, so if you don't pay your bill, they'll just put it on your credit. What the fuck is this? Like, so long story short, I ended up getting that shit off and yeah, it was fine. But then before me and Mark got this place, right? So the place before this place, where we started the podcast, if you guys have seen some of the videos, me and Mark got that place in 2 days?
Yeah, it was super quick.
Yeah, fucking we applied, they ran our credit, it was like, damn, all right, we'll give it to y'all, cool, right? So for this place, fucking, we were prepared for the same thing, right? However, I had to fix my credit for us to get to this point because there's an issue with my mom in a previous apartment. Of course, again, something that wasn't my fault, but I was 17 turning 18. So she gets this new place and I'm 18. So on the lease, I had to sign.
For anyone that doesn't know, when you're above 18 years old and you're living like an apartment with a lease, your name has to be on it so that your credit could be on it too.
Right. Basically, if anything goes wrong, then you have to pay as well. But of course, you're like, I'm an adult, quote unquote, but it's like my mom's paying for this place, but it's my mom's house and everything like that, right? Like I don't have a say in this, right? So I'm like, okay, whatever. I sign it. We move out the place. My mom doesn't clean up some shit in the place or whatever, right? Which that I told her to do, but she didn't want to listen because she was being my mom. So they send us a bill for like $1,000 something. But it's my mom's bill. So I'm like, Mom, pay the bill. She's like, I'm not paying that shit and everything like that. No, they owe me this, that, and this, and third, whatever. So I'm like, Mom, pay the bill and everything. Doesn't do it. Fast forward, right before we were leaving our old place, they put that shit on my credit.
Yep.
So my credit went from that I just fixed, right? My credit went from 7, like at the time, that time was like 712. Now it's back to like 604. No, it was like 580 something. I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Like, and I was pissed. He knew how pissed I was because I was like.
So when you're doing everything right, and then something completely out of your control just fucks everything up.
Fucks everything up. It was terrible. So I had to literally. I found this company that was super dope. Shout out to them. Yeah. But I found
they'll be in the video. Like
yeah. Specifically. I found this company that was able to basically help me restore my credit, and it wasn't like this is not an ad. Trust me. But it wasn't like, oh, we'll whatever. It was literally like, we'll dispute the shit on your credit, and we'll get it off. Or at least we'll try our best to get it off, right? And they got me all the way back up to where I sit now, which is like 690 something or whatever, 694. And that to me is super dope, right? And it's like now I put myself in a position because there's no issues or anything like that with anything. Now I'm not my mom's not under anything that I own anymore. That, when come next year when it's time for me and my girl to get a place, instant approval. Like, it'll be nothing, right? And now it's funny because now I get all these bullshit offers every day, like either via email or in the mail, which is something that's like, oh, you can apply for a new credit card or a personal loan or whatever. And it's like, it's just, I find it funny when you have great credit, they'll offer you the world.
Yep.
But when you need the money and you ain't got great credit, you won't find them niggas. Like,
Nope.
So this goes back to my point, which is if you listen to this, if you got this far and you take heed of anything, please build your credit. Do not fuck it up. Do not do dumb shit. Do not if you owe something, pay it. All right. Don't think it's gonna go away. Don't fucking think it's going to they're a big company. They won't care about a few hundred. Yes, they will.
Yeah, that's how they make their money. That's how they got to be where they are, by caring about the fucking penny that you owe them.
That you owe them, period, right? And it's like when you get notices in the mail that you're delinquent or you owe something, fucking pay it. Or be an adult, call the company. All right, there's no shame in that. Call the company. Hey, I can't pay this. Can I give you this? They'll work with you because honestly, they don't want all your fucking money. They just want for this account, whatever that you owe to be closed, so they can move on.
Yeah.
They don't want to bother you either, right? And it's like, real quick, prime example. I got into a situation earlier this year, and my phone was pretty much lost. So I called T-Mobile and told them, hey, don't have the phone anymore. Cancel the account, right? They canceled the account, or at least that's what they told me that they did. Fast forward, a week ago, I'm driving, checking my credit, because that's what I do, because I'm weird. And my credit dropped 23 points. I'm like, what the fuck just happened, right? And I look, and it's like, new collection on your... I'm like, what the... I pay all my bills. What the fuck is going on? It was, I call the number, and then they pick up, it's like some creditor for T-Mobile. So I'm already ready, like, oh, you motherfuckers. Like, so the guy picks up, but he's like, oh, yeah, it's regarding your T-Mobile, whatever. I'm like, I'm no longer with T-Mobile. I closed the account back in February because the phone was lost, blah, 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 blah. He's like, well, did you ever get the email or, like, anything in the mail regarding, like, actually finalizing whatever? I was like, I was told over the phone the account was closed. I didn't receive any emails or anything about this. Like, and also, this happened in February. It's now August. So why are you calling me now? Or like, why are you sending me all this stuff now? Like, when this could have been resolved. Like, and he's like, oh, I apologize and everything like that. I'm like, no. You just put something on my credit saying that I didn't pay you when I had no knowledge of any of this. Because I closed the account. Because you said I closed the account. Now you're telling me to pay for some shit that I closed. Right? So we're going back and forth. Mind you, I'm not mad, right? But I'm just like, this needs to get off my credit, right? So he's like, it was like $300 or whatever, right? Which I was like, I'm not paying $300 because fucking I closed this shit, and I should only owe y'all like 100 and something or whatever, right? And he was like, well, it's because we charged you for the bills that you missed. I'm like, I called you because the phone was lost. I'm like, how come you just don't charge me the one bill for the month that the phone was gone, and then we just move on? He's like, well, there was that bill and the bill after, and also we charged like the termination fees and everything. I'm like, whatever, right? So something I learned from the credit shit, right? He was like, so you owe us $323. And I was like, yeah, I don't feel like I owe you that because of X, Y, and Z. So where can we, I want to settle today. I knew my number in my head. My number in my head was going to be $250, right? Because I was just like, because most of these people, they're fucking dicks, and they'll be like, oh, we can't drop it, or we can only go 10% of whatever. And then he instantly showed his ass, and he was like, oh, today, if you want to settle it, I can knock 40% off. Well, you can settle it, close the account for $200.06 or whatever. And I was just like, cool. Cool. And then I was like, not only is it settled, but I want this removed from my credit, immediately. He's like, oh, it'll take 30, 60 days. I was like, oh, no. Send me the letter saying that this is off, and saying that this has been paid, and then remove it. And then he was like, okay, I can't guarantee it, but it usually takes 30 to 60 days or whatever. I'm like, fine, just send me the letter. Fucking, they sent me the letter, or they emailed me the letter first a couple days ago. As soon as I got the letter, I immediately disputed the shit on Credit Karma and whatever. It was removed the same day. Both of them. So across my whole credit, it's been removed because I emailed them. I disputed it with the screenshot of the email saying that it's paid and should be removed. And my credit jumped back up to 26 points. I got that shit off in 6 days, which is a record for me. Like, this goes to show you. People don't know that, though. People think, oh, my God, it's going to be on for 7 years and everything like that. 6 days, I got that shit off. From the time that the shit was on, I paid it the same day. They sent the fucking email, whenever I disputed that shit, the next day that shit was off. It is not hard to do this shit. But they won't teach you any of this shit because they don't care about you.
Once you know the rules, you can navigate pretty easily.
Very easily.
You just gotta be. It's tedious, but you just gotta do it. Because in the long haul, like in the long fucking run, it'll fucking help out immensely.
And you won't have to pay anyone to do it for you. When you know that I can do this.
Yep.
I can do this easily. Like, I don't need someone to negotiate how much. Nigga, you just did it for me.
It's the same principle of if you know how to fix your car, it's gonna be a shit ton cheaper. If you know how to fix the plumbing in your toilet, whatever, it's gonna be a shit ton cheaper. Pun intended. So it's the same concept. Yes, I finger. It's right there.
Like, that's nice. You good.
So it's the same concept with like learning your credit and learning how to navigate. If you have the money to like have a team do this for you, cool.
Yeah, go ahead.
You probably don't need like to worry about your credit in the first place if you have that kind of money, but realistically, if you probably don't. So learn these small rules. Once you learn these small rules, you start learning the bigger rules, and it'll just help you out.
Yeah, it'll be a snowball effect. Yeah. Once you know how to build your credit, you're gonna want to know how to maintain it.
Yeah, that's the key word. Like, you're gonna want to know.
Yeah, from maintaining, you're gonna want to know how to make it go higher, so on and so forth, until you get to that point where it's like, okay, if something bad does happen, how do I get it off? Because you're gonna get a lot of bullshit fed to you, but you don't need to fall for it. Period.
Yeah.
So that's all I got.
But we will go in depth in a future video.
Oh yeah. Also, let us know, man. Let us know. Hit us up on Instagram, Twitter. When it comes to financial shit, what do you want to know?
Yeah. Comment on this video.
Yeah, because literally we do a lot of shit that even I'm surprised at sometimes. I'm like,
for real, yeah, I'm surprised. Yeah.
Like, I'm like, but it's like we do some investments. We fuck with investment apps. We like I'm a big savings account, like, and like I'm a big interest person, so I'm really nerdy about all that shit. Like I said, credit and everything. We know a lot because we've researched the shit. Yeah. So it's like the information that we're gonna give you is not gonna be some bullshit.
Yeah, it's stuff that we've done with our own money. Right. And it's not some bullshit of like we're already rich, so hey, real estate, and that's where you make money. I'm like, yeah, once you have a lot of money, you can make that money.
That's what happens.
But when you have nothing, this is the shit you could do when you like literally start with like basically at zero.
Yeah, when from going to zero, once you you get at least however much you want, then you can start being like, okay, let's look at some real estate. Let's look at whatever.
Trust, like, we're on our way to doing that kind of shit. So once we do it with our own money, we will tell you like the rules to follow. It's
and
little
then,
shit,
once we have some properties, fuck this podcast. I'm tired of shit, you bitch ass niggas.
See what you do to Dwayne. See what you do.
But yeah, that's all I got. Hit him with the plugs.
You can find us at youtube.com/howdoiknowyou. You could find us on Instagram and Twitter at HDIKY1. Of course, you could, again, follow us, subscribe to us everywhere you can find podcasts. Leave that 5-star review on any ones that they have. Search How Do I Know You. Search #HDIKY.
Yeah.
You can find my personal Instagram and Twitter at MrLucky005.
Yeah.
And Dwayne's is...
Yeah.
Oh shit, he's stuck on a loop. See what you did to him, people.
Cred did.
Oh no. Oh, quick, throw this one over the ledge. Bring out Dwayne, number 468.
Nigga. Nigga.
His N-word has been calculated. Go ahead and proceed.
So you can follow me on Instagram at DC Junior BFSB, on Twitter at DC Junior 13. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Like I said, we really want to hear feedback on the whole financial shit, and also feedback on everything. Because I know today or a couple days ago, we got like a comment about people wanting to like find a place to send feedback. Shit.
Yeah, YouTube comments I think is the best place.
Yeah, YouTube
and Twitter
comments and then like if you can add us. I mean,
yeah,
it is what it is. Like, if we see it. Because we do work, if we see it and it will whatever, we will respond.
Yeah. Also, stop asking me questions about Manny Montana. I don't know.
Yes.
And if I do know, I'm not gonna tell you because it's a personal shit.
Yeah.
Like imagine someone asking shit about someone you know.
It's
weird. Like you're gonna tell some strangers about stop asking me. It's weird.
That's very weird. Like and y'all need to understand that it's weirdo shit. Like we're not around that nigga every day. Like,
for real.
God, like, who do you understand that? Like, 2, why?
Yeah, why do you need to know?
Just why?
What does it do for you?
And then 3, the thing that always gets me fucking like really just like pissed off. Why do you comment on someone else's shit, your love from someone else that's not even involved in the fucking video? Like, I just don't get it. Like,
yeah, that's weird, man.
That he's not gonna see this. He's not. Like, so if that means that you're about to unfollow, bye.
If anything, he might stop. He might stop fucking with us because of that shit.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man. Just hey, if dude ever decides to like shout you out on Twitter or Instagram or something, cool.
Yeah. Us telling him to do so, he's not gonna do it. It might rub him the wrong way so much that he says "fuck you" too.
Right. It's like, so just stop doing it. Stop. Yeah. Other than that, though, if I don't know and you don't know,
who really knows?
How do I know you? Thanks for listening, watching, all that cool stuff. Let's work on our finances and getting rich, people. Let's go.